We are Mike and Jeannie, and we restore old houses. In 2021, we moved to South Carolina and bought a 120-year-old Victorian house. Follow along as we put the polish back on this Victorian masterpiece.
Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House.
I want to thank you all for stopping by. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have. We're getting close to 10,000, and we just kind of do like this. We get close, and it goes up and down and up and down and up. And I don't know why it won't go over 10,000, but whatever. We're still doing what we do, and we'll take you along with it. You probably saw by the title of this video that something's up here at 1834. Well, this is a video that I hoped we would never have to make, but we do have some bad news. The company I work for got acquired by another company, and several people were let go as a result of that, including myself. And so that means that I'm a full-time YouTuber, at least for the next few weeks or months or however long it takes. Now, I've been applying to other places. I put out applications for similar positions all over the country. But the long and short of it is, we are most likely, almost 100% certain, going to have to sell this house and relocate somewhere else. We don't know where, we don't know when, and we don't know if we'll ever be able to find anything quite as nice as this one. But we'll see what we can do. But in the meantime, we still have a lot of work to do here to get ready, and we'll take you along in a couple of minutes here and show you what we've been doing in the last few weeks.
As for the channel, we'll keep going, and we'll keep doing what we've got to do. We'll take you along. When we move, we'll see what will happen, because we really don't know yet anything. I mean, this is new to us as of a couple days ago, so
right. Yeah, we're still
working through everything.
Yeah, it was a shock.
Total shock.
Yeah, we were kind of led to believe that things would be, hunky-dory with this, with the new thing, but
with the new company.
But it wasn't hunky-dory. So,
no.
As other people are also finding out too, but that's okay.
Yes.
That's business.
We're not the only ones.
Yep. So. I've been doing electronics engineering for 38 years now, and I'll just keep on doing it as long as they let me. So
restoration-wise, we've had a few things happen this week since the last video. Mm-hmm. Tell us about it.
Some really exciting things. Let's grab the camera, and I'll meet you over on the other side of the house. If you look carefully, you can see the tire tracks that I'm standing in. And those tire tracks come around here, they pass by me, and they curve around the great magnolia tree. Now, why are there tracks in our yard, and why is that so great? Well, if you remember a few weeks back, we talked about a light pole that was over here. We had a yard light, and it was illuminating the backyard like a football field at night. It was so bright, and we really wanted to have that taken out and kind of restore the land back to more of a natural look. The utility company came a couple of days ago with their big trucks, and they came back here. They took out the light pole, which was right there. So now it's dark at night, and the land looks a lot more natural. Unfortunately, our lights were tied together with the neighbor's light, so they had to go around there and do some work over there on theirs as well. But they did leave some deep ruts, and if we have some time, we'll take the tractor and see if we can kind of smooth that out just a little bit. But let's go over to the electrical panel. In our last episode, the county inspector came by, and he looked this all over and approved it for connection. And then we came back and we added this for the utility. Tomorrow, a representative from the utility company is coming over, and he's going to look over the whole thing and kind of map out a route to get the underground utility over here. Now, there's a problem with this. Originally, we were looking at coming down over here, which would have been great because there's a sewer pipe that comes out of here diagonally like this and heads over to the street. But because of the way this all worked out, we had to come over here. Now, the electricity is headed that way, and the sewer is headed that way. And so it's going to have to cross under. We have to dig out that pipe and figure out exactly where it is. Here's the conduit for the power. It goes over this direction. Right across the yard and over to that pole right there. And if you look up, you can see the old lines that are powering the house. Those will be coming out. One really good thing about taking out those overhead power lines that really excites me is that's how the squirrels get to the top of the house. They use that power line as a highway. When that's gone, they'll have a much harder time getting up there.
Time to see if he can smooth out those ruts. The ground is pretty soft still, so hopefully this will work. I love having a tractor. That is so cool. So much more we can do with it. It may look a little messier now, but in the spring when the new grass starts coming up again, I think it'll look really good. At least it'll be more level. Looks like it's working pretty good.
It sure feels weird being a full-time YouTuber, but hopefully it's a temporary situation. YouTube does pay a little bit from advertising revenue stuff, but it doesn't pay us nearly enough to live on, so don't expect to see that anytime soon. All right, I've got my pipe. You can't see it on camera, but it comes right under here and pops out about there. So I'm going to dig a little bit and see if I can locate that thing. So I recall it wasn't very far under the surface. Okay, there's our ground wire. We want to make sure we don't hurt that. It should be right here somewhere. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, I think I'm a little off angle here. Let's come over this way a little more. Oh. Okay, there it is. Can you see it? See the pipe right there? That's our sewer. I'm going to go ahead and bury this up again because it doesn't need to be exposed. Our sewer line's really shallow right here, but eventually it does go much deeper as it gets closer to the street. But what I'm doing here right now is just exposing it so the utility company knows where it's at. They're going to have to trench down underneath it, because I believe that electrical, well, I know gas is 18 inches. Electrical, I believe, may be deeper than that. If any of you have ever dug through clay, you know what I'm talking about. Dry clay soil is like concrete. Okay, that's probably enough right there. I think we can see the trend. And if I stand here and sight to the pole, it crosses roughly right here. So all they have to do is trench down underneath it, bring it up here, and make the connection. We have worked really hard to keep the squirrels out of our house. We've put all kinds of patches and fixes on there just to keep things out, close up holes and whatnot. It's been really quiet lately, but I want to show you something I saw the other day. So look up here in this big oak tree. Way up there is a big hole. And I was out here looking at something the other day and I heard a sound, and one of the squirrels has decided to move into the tree and make that his home.
Mike is checking out how big the hole is, the last of the squirrel holes. He's checking it out and he's putting the hardware cloth on there, figure out what size he needs, and then he can cut it up and put it on. and get those screws out. And he'll be getting the washers out also. And then connect it. Okay, we have the screw, we have the flat washer, and we have the hardware cloth. Then we're going to put it onto the wood and seal up that hole. Wrong spot, but close. He's bending it over the edge to make sure it's a good solid seal and make it easier to screw it into the wood. Okay, we finally got it. Enough that the squirrel will not be able to get in.
Yep.
Yeah!
I had to pay a price.
Oh, got a little blood again.
Yep.
Doggone it. Wow. At a time where we really needed to be lifted up, we got a special gift.
We don't often get things in the mail at our post office box, but every now and then we'll get something from a viewer. Belle, one of our longtime viewers, she's down in Arizona, and she's been watching us for a long time and is a frequent commenter. She sent us this nice care package here with some stuff. So here's a nice card, and it was really surprising what all was in here.
That's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. So go ahead and open that up.
Okay. This is a small tapestry. See if I can get it all open here. There we go. And it's the Grand Canyon State, Arizona, and it's got images and words about all the places that are there.
It sounds like a really neat place to visit. There's Meteor Crater, Sedona. What was that? Havasupia or something? I can't read it upside down.
Sorry. Yeah.
Havasupia Falls. I hope I pronounced that right. Oh, London Bridge. I understand that's the real London Bridge that was imported over from England.
Oh. Monument Valley. Mm-hmm. They have turquoise. They have a roadrunner.
A roadrunner.
A roadrunner.
Wow. Look at that.
Is that a coyote too?
I think so. I think it is actually.
Oh,
Cartoon
this
comes
is
to mind.
wonderful.
Anyway, this is really neat.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. And this looks like what is
a
that?
tea towel.
A towel. Mm-hmm. Okay.
With beautiful embroidery. I love embroidery.
Wow, look at that. Hold it up so the viewers can see it.
That is beautiful. It's an Arizona thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Route 66, of course. The Painted Desert Tombstone.
Four corners.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, that is neat. Thank you very much for that. And look at this. We got a refrigerator magnet that it's a clip magnet, and it says Arizona on it, and it has these stick figures on there. They look like they're playing jazz. Another refrigerator magnet with some organ pipe cactus on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we used to collect refrigerator magnets every place we'd go.
Yes.
If it was a tourist spot, we'd pick up a magnet. So we have a collection of them somewhere.
Yes, we do.
And,
so that's a fantastic addition.
And she also sent us these handmade, they look like a necklace of some sort. And she says they have been blessed by a priest, so that's very nice. Thank you.
One for each.
Yeah, one for each.
Sweet.
Now here's the fun part. Look at this. Cactus candy.
I had no idea
From
they did anything with cactus.
Cactus Candy Company, prickly pear. Oh, it says it's made with prickly pear. Ah.
We gotta try that.
You want to try it right now?
I do.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't get it open well.
I guess it wasn't meant to happen right now.
I have to get scissors to try that.
Yeah, we'll try it in a minute. Okay, here's some more cactus candy. These are his and hers candy lollipops with the cactus character on them. Are these made with cactus juice too? It's hard to say. It says vegetable juice. Maybe that's the cactus juice. But the best part of all, look at this thing. This is
Is cactus a vegetable?
I never thought of that.
I mean, I never thought it was anything because I didn't know anybody did anything with it. Is cactus a vegetable or a fruit? I would guess maybe it's a vegetable.
Hard to say. It's kind of thorny, so I try to stay away from them. But
Belle,
speaking
can
of,
you let us know? Is it a vegetable or a fruit? That's interesting.
well, speaking of thorny, this is called a Traveling Cactus Kit, and it came in several pieces. We had to basically assemble it ourselves, but it's a bowl, some soil, some gravel, a skeleton of a cow, I guess, a couple of cactuses, and then a sign, oh, and don't forget the wagon wheel. So
I
that's
love it.
very cool. Thank you very much,
That is
Bill.
very cool. Hopefully we'll get some sunshine real soon and we can put it outside for a little bit so it can get some sun.
Right.
These are wonderful gifts. Thank you so much, Belle.
It's a new day here at the Victorian house. The sun is shining brightly, but don't be fooled, it's still cold out here. I came out this morning because the representative from the utility came out to walk the property and kind of come up with a plan. And it was freezing cold. We were both just shivering by the time this was over yet. But he went ahead and told us to go ahead and fill this trench in, so we're done with that. But we do have some more work to do, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, let's fill this in. The engineer from the utility company came out and he really loved this. He thought this was really beautiful and very nicely done. But the problem is that there are too many sweeps here for them to effectively pull the cables through from the underground trench. And he really appreciated the fact that I gave him a stub out there. But he said, don't worry about it. He says, just rip this whole thing out and then reposition it so that they can get to it. So what we're going to do is disconnect this, and we're going to effectively slide this box over here a few inches, and then we'll reconnect everything. And then that way their connection can come straight down out of here, except it'll be here, and it'll go right down to the soil. They can trench out and do what they have to do. Unfortunately, and here's the bad part about the whole thing, this cabling that we worked so hard to install isn't long enough to accommodate that. So we went down, we got a new roll of cable, and we got another nipple pipe to connect these two up. So instead of this, we'll have this. Is it frustrating to have to do rework? Yeah, it is. But sometimes that's what it takes. Things don't always go right the first time, and part of restoration or any really kind of anything you do in life, sometimes it doesn't work right and you got to do it over again. Well, we just have to roll with it. So let's start by taking this off. Take that out. Let's loosen up the lock nut. There we go. That was in there good and tight. Okay, slide it down, and the whole thing comes out just like that.
Wonderful.
Take off the bracket. Okay, now we're back to where we were. I need to take these two wires, actually all three of these wires, I need to release all three of these. So I will do that with a breaker bar. And that bit. Two and three. I know you guys are probably getting tired of looking at electrical stuff. It's a big part of restoration, at least in this case. It's very important for the future of this house that it have a good electrical system, a safe electrical system. Okay, pull that out, pull that out, and that out. All right, we'll take off the bushing. release the lock nut. Okay, let's loosen up the box. All right, that should be the last screw. Let's go ahead and pull this off the wall. Out with the big cable. As everything falls out. There we go. It's too bad. That was a nice job. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. The bushing comes off. I'm taking off this little offset piece that we put in. We won't be using it again. Okay, offset out. This is a 2-inch nipple, and it's used to connect the boxes together, and it takes place of that offset that I just pulled out of here. So because it doesn't have a flange on it, I have to put one of these lock rings on the outside, like this. Somewhere about like that. And then I'm going to push it through the hole. We'll grab another lock ring and put that on the inside. We'll just pin that in place. We'll tighten that up in a little bit, and we'll put a bushing on. But what this does is it tells us how far out the meter box needs to be. So we can grab this now and put it up here on here. And it should fit. Might need a little bit of persuasion. There we go. So that'll be right about there. And just eyeballing that, the incoming conduit from the utility, now it clears this, which is exactly what we wanted. So let's pull this back off. Put another lock ring here on the outside. Okay, there's that. Go ahead and, let's see, let's tip up. No, come down just a hair. Right there. Okay, we'll come up. Okay, now, now hold it just like that. I'm going to drill a pilot hole up here. Okay, you can let go now. So that gets us in place. And now we can take our time a little bit and put the rest of the screws in. Okay, I'm going to tighten up the lock rings. Let's put the bushings on. Okay, safety covers off. And we'll undo the lugs. Easy does it. This probably will just come right out. There it is. There's one. There we go. We're right back where we started from. You remember how much trouble we had getting this in here last time. So I'm going to try a little bit different approach. I'm going to goop this up, pre-bend it, and then send the other end through here first so it pops out that way.
Is it working?
Yep.
Oh, very nice. It is working.
Yep. We need to go some more with it. This is a conductive paste that we put on the aluminum to keep it from corroding. And it helps keep a good electrical connection over many, many years. In 100 years, when they take this thing out, I want them to say, yep, Mike and Jeannie did a good job. Okay, now go ahead and put it through the hole.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now twist it up that way. All right, go ahead and pull it through some more. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, keep going. Okay. All right, stop.
Lighten her up. Nice.
Okay, that's not torqued,
Correct.
but it is tight. Go ahead and put it behind this wire
Okay.
and then pull it through.
Try not to draw any blood.
Yeah, don't draw any blood, please.
Okay.
Okay, a
Are we
little
getting
more.
close?
Yeah, keep going. Keep coming. Keep coming. Okay, that's great right there. Stop. Let's get some goop on there. Okay, go ahead and pull it. Okay, stop. Right there. That's beautiful right there. There we go. Okay, so we have the B phase, the neutral, and now we'll do the A phase. Whoever invented the B phase ought to have their head examined. All right, that's the A phase.
Can't see it.
This is the A phase. Okay, we need to put a little bit of a bend in it, so probably we'll go, we want it to start bending right about here, I think. So let me stick that in the conduit and start moving it. All right, let's try that. Well, let's do a little more.
Okay.
Okay, bring it up. Oh yeah, that's great right there. Okay, so let me just slice off a little insulation here.
Okay.
I have a lot of respect for you guys that do this stuff every day. It's hard work. Okay, let's bring it through on top there.
On top?
Yep. As everything falls out.
Well, I can't get a hold of it. Can you grab these real fast? He's up here. Oh, you didn't need to let go of that. Okay. push it through. Okay, push. Good.
Did you just need a screwdriver?
Yeah, I have to use the
Well, I
screwdriver to
have
get
one
out.
right here I could have given you.
Oh.
Go ahead and keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
It'd be nice if I could see. There we go.
Yeah, I've got wires all over me. Okay, stop. All right, let's get some goop on there and then put it back together. I can't believe we're doing this all over again. Go ahead and roll that up.
It's rolled.
Okay, and I've got that pushed in. Do you have a lug I can put in?
Go.
Okay. Now we're going to put red tape on our A phase so we know which one it is. This is our A phase, that's our A phase. Wires are actually marked with B phase. It's printed on here, unlike the other wires we used. Okay, the neutral is the closest to the rear, so I'm going to work with that one first. And I've put a little bit of a pre-bend into this so that it can lay flat. I'll push it to the rear of the panel, like so. I'm going to try to keep my arms out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to take this one here and just kind of try to form it. Just put a loop in there, like so. This one here is only 2/0, so it's not quite as stiff. So I'm just going to bend a little bit past what I need, like that. And that looks great. I think I'll make my cut right about here. And that goes right there into the neutral lug, like that. Let's see how this looks here. So we have the, what is this one here? Is that the B phase?
Phase B.
That's phase B?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like phase B wants to be next, so I'll go ahead and just start bending phase B. It helps to have some muscles, which I don't have a lot of anymore. So I'll just lay that in there like so, just like before. Okay, I'm going to make these a little bit shorter than I did on the last go around because they were kind of touching the top of the box and it probably wasn't really necessary. So it's just a matter of bending these the way we need them. It is stiff. Stiff wire. What I'm doing is I'm attempting to overbend it by pulling it onto itself to tighten up the bend radius a little bit. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but that got the job done. Everything is now where it should be, so I'll go ahead and pull this down as far as I can, and I'm going to make my cut right here. Okay, time for the A phase. This is the one that's tagged red. I can just confirm that because I can feel it wobbling. All right, good. Okay, first step again, push it down. Try to get it to bend. Well, this is much easier because the bend radius doesn't have to be quite so tight. You know, I think I like the look of this better than the last one we did. I think it's going to look nice, nice, nice. That just lays in there beautifully. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Now we're all covered with aluminum dust. Okay, while I do this, Jeannie's going to peel off about 10 inches of red tape, and that will be our permanent marker for the A phase. All right, yeah, go ahead and put the stripe right about there. Give yourself some overlap.
Okay.
All right, that looks beautiful. So that just gives everybody a way to identify which wire is which. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Let's pull that back down in here. Set that right down in there. That is nice. Once I get these cinched up, I can make a couple of small adjustments, but this really looks good. I think it looks better than what we did last time. You always have to read the instructions on these things. It says that for the main lugs, they want to see 250 inch-pounds. Well, since our inch-pound wrench is broken, we'll convert that to foot-pounds and use a foot-pound wrench. So 250 divided by 12 is 20.8, and that's exactly what we're set to. So we'll go ahead and cinch those up now. I'm going nice and slow. There it is. There it is. I can hear all the plastic creaking when I do that. It's kind of unnerving. That's it, stop. Never go past that, or I guarantee you it'll strip out. What comes next? Safety covers. That's really nice. Very, very nice. Let's bring the camera up here and get a closer look. I wanted to point out here how the cables lay in nice and flat. They lay together and they're all the same length until they get up to here. So this turned out really well. I'm glad we did it over again. This is kind of funny. So this panel here called everything out with inch-pounds. This panel over here calls everything out in foot-pounds, even though they're both made by the same company, which is Square D Electric. But according to the chart there, we have to change this bit because it's a little bit different, but the main lugs are also 20.8. All right, here it is all finished. So essentially all we did is we took the meter box and we pulled it this way and removed all the fancy work that we did last week. Now we have a couple of holes here that are left over. We'll come back and we'll fill those up and then make that look decent, make it look like it's supposed to. Now I'd like to draw your attention to one more thing. So if the camera will follow me, here's a flag. This flag leads to a pathway. This is where the underground conduit will pass all the way up here to this pole, and then it goes up there and makes the electrical connection. what we did today is the last hurdle before connecting to power. So I'm going to send them a picture to show what I did, and then they're going to schedule some guys to come out, and they'll dig a trench and then make the connection. And since I'm no longer employed, I don't have to take a day off work when they do. So that'll be nice for a day. But we'll get that done and get this thing powered up, and then we can start moving these circuits off of here.
This is the Traveling Cactus Kit that Belle sent us from Arizona, and a beautiful tribute to Arizona, might I add. Absolutely love it. We got it all set up, water in there, the soil in there, little rocks on there, and it's right up next to the house, so it's getting a lot of heat and sunshine. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Val.
Did you notice that the minute you put the cactus outdoors, it started getting warm out here?
I did.
Yeah, that's a little bit of Arizona heat here in South Carolina. Yeah, I'm just loving it. It feels so good.
It does. My sweater's a little heavy.
Yeah, especially after this morning. It was well below freezing, and it was icy. But anyway, that's great. We'll enjoy this very much.
Oh, yeah.
So that takes care of the electrical. The next video you see after this one may very well be the day that the utility comes out to hook up our power.
Sounds fantastic.
That is pretty exciting.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, well, it's a bummer that we got the bad news about my job ending. You know, there's other ones out there. Somewhere in this great country of the United States, somebody needs an engineer who can do electronics. And I know that something will come along. We just don't know where. We don't know when. But wherever it is, hopefully we can find us another restoration house and get back to work again.
Well, thank you for watching 1834 Restoration House. We'll see you in the next video.